All right, y'all. This is like my third time trying to make this video, so let's just hope that it comes out right this time. So niching down is going to save you money and it's going to gain you more traction all around. And I wish this is something somebody would have shared with me, because it would have helped me not buy up every piece of gear that I thought was going to make me look more professional and in turn give me more business. That's not what happened. Clients don't look at the equipment you have, they look at the results that you can give. So instead of just buying up everything thinking that clients want to see how many lenses you have and how many cameras you own, make sure you are doing these things to help yourself save money and get more clients. So let's start in the beginning. If you don't know how to niche down, here's a good tip. Write down the industries that you're interested in, from automotive, wedding, real estate, whatever, all the way down. It doesn't matter how many you have, just write them all down. Once you're done with that, narrow that list down to just 3 industries. It might be difficult, but trust the process. And the very last part of that is you're going to number those things from number 1, most important, 2, 3, least important. And that's going to show you what type of jobs you really, really want and what jobs that you don't mind having just a couple of, but you're not trying to be that person or that go-to person for that industry. Now, this process is going to save you tons of money, because the industries that you're looking to get into, that's going to help you see what type of equipment you're going to need to buy. Because just because you're a photographer, just because you're a videographer, doesn't mean you need to buy all of the gear that those professions entail. Meaning, if you're a fitness videographer and that's what you prefer, you don't need to buy a gimbal. You can do all of that handheld, especially because in that industry, having a little camera shake and a little roughness to it, making it look a little edgy, is actually okay. And if you're a real estate videographer, you don't need to buy a super big bulky lens, because what you need are wide lenses. You need to be able to make small spaces look big. So just with that list alone, it's going to help you save a ton of money, because you won't buy up everything. Early on in my career, I didn't niche down and I ended up buying up a whole bunch of equipment that now, as my specific industries, I have a lot of gear that I don't use. And not only was I buying equipment that I eventually didn't need, the reason I was buying it was to gain more traction, because I thought if people saw how much gear I owned, they would want to work with me. But actually, I would have people reaching out to me and they were asking for a portfolio. And because I didn't have one to offer, they ended up not working with me. So your gear does not equal your clients. Your portfolio and your specialty does. And that goes into the next point. When you're branching out into every industry and you're not niching down, you don't build your portfolio as fast as you could. So not only is your skill set being divided, because every industry has a specific editing style, but now your portfolios are building very slowly. And if somebody asks to see your work, you'd only have 2, maybe 3 projects to offer them. Now, when you are a specialist in something specific, your editing style grows very quickly. Your research on what you learn, you grow a lot faster. Your portfolio looks a lot better. And most importantly, you build a lot of confidence when you've been around the block before. And that confidence, your clients can feel that. And they want to work with somebody who is confident in their abilities, because they know that you'll take charge and you're the person for the job. It'll actually help your branding expand a lot better also. Instead of just branding yourself as a photographer, you can brand yourself as a fitness photographer. Finding a niche will help you become that guy or that girl for that specific thing. And lastly, only buy the things you need, not the things you think you'll need. For example, in the real estate industry, most of the people that I work with are asking for virtual tours, so I'm walking through the house with a gimbal, and photography with drone. A lot of them don't ask for Matterport anymore. I know during COVID, Matterport was crazy heavy, but now they're not asking for it as much. Now, although I have a Matterport camera, if I didn't have one, because my clients aren't asking for it, I wouldn't buy that $3,000 camera. I would just use the camera, gimbal, and drone that I have, save that money for something else, and I'm good to go. Now, let's say 4, 5, 6 clients have been asking me if I do Matterport. When I see that need growing, I'm going to invest in that, because I already see the return that it's going to give me, and that piece of gear won't sit on the shelf. It'll actually be used in my daily practices. But let's say you niche down and you hop in the industry, you look at other people in that industry and you see all the stuff that they get. They may be 5, 10 years ahead of you. So they probably have that clientele that needs all that equipment. Now, yes, I get it. We're very tempted to look like professionals, and the more we show up with, the more important we feel. But trust me, you can have all that gear and still do a terrible job, because ultimately our industry is based off of results, not just the cameras that we have. Now, no matter how important you want to feel by showing up with the biggest and the best, you still have to perform, and you still have to learn the equipment that you're using. And there's going to be a point to where if you start showing up with a whole lot of gear, you're going to have to start paying other people to come on staff to help you. And if you don't want to do that, and you're feeling a little stingy and you just want to keep all the money to yourself, then just do it smart, only buy the things that you're going to need, and save the money for something else. And that's it. That's it for this video. If you're new to the page, my name is Simeon. I'm using this page strictly to help save and make money for beginner photographer and videographers, because that's what I love doing. I love sharing the knowledge that I have and the techniques and the things that I've learned in the field. So it will help me a ton if you guys like, subscribe this video, and just write in the comments the things that you're interested in knowing, and I'll cover whatever I can based on what I have learned with my time in this industry. And that's it for this video. Peace out.